I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. I'd like to show you how many days I am sleepless now. Yes, I slept last night. No days. I'll tell you something. Having a great sleep last night and having this particular bout of sleeplessness really showed me how important sleep is. It really messes you up. I feel like a human being today. And last night, not so much. It's going to be a great week. I hope you're having a great week. It's going to be a great week for you. There's a lot of good stuff that's going to happen this week. But today I'm reviewing a weird sauce. I shouldn't say weird. Maybe weird. I got this at Walmart. Blues Hog. Raspberry Chipotle. What got my attention was the raspberry. I'm a huge fan of raspberry. But wow, what a strange sauce. When I read you the ingredients, you're going to go, wow, man, that's a lot of ingredients. That's what you're going to say. All right, you ready for this? So the raspberry is what got my attention. I love raspberry. Also, I love the fact that you can buy them in these little small bottles so you can get an idea if you like it or not. So listen to the absurd list of ingredients. And then I'm going to review it. And then I've got a great hate mail. I'll explain when I get there. So listen to this list of ingredients. White sugar, water, raspberries, chipotle peppers, which is chipotle peppers, water, vinegar, sugar, salt, tomato paste, smoke essence, little essence of smoke in there. Where are we? We had smoke essence. Oh, there we go. We've got onion. We've got garlic, brown sugar, ketchup, tomato concentrate from vine ripened red tomatoes, distilled vinegar, high fructose corn syrup, which is corn syrup, salt, spice, onion powder. And we got natural flavoring, white vinegar, apple cider vinegar. We got some lemon juice, some black pepper. I'm not halfway through yet. I thought it'd be fair to tell you that. Worcestershire sauce, distilled vinegar, water, molasses, corn syrup, salt, sugar, spices, caramel color, anchovies, natural flavors, soy, xanthan gum, dehydrated garlic powder, and tamarind extract. Got some salt in there, some spices, including paprika, dehydrated garlic, and not more than 2% of silicon dioxide. Add to prevent caking. Let's see. We got salt, we got cinnamon, we got ginger, we got red pepper, we got vanilla, we got, that's it. Allergens, soy, fish, and anchovies. But how about that for a list of ingredients? If you want to see what that list looks like, look at that. Look at that. That's a crazy list of ingredients. Especially when you think of the name of the sauce. It's raspberry chipotle, right? Listen to the first few ingredients. White sugar, water, raspberries, and chipotle peppers. Stop right there. There's your sauce. No, but seriously, if you take any of these things away, it's going to alter how the sauce tastes. But that's I think about this. Imagine this. If you took every one of those ingredients and put it into a box, and it's barbecue ingredient in a box kit, and you ship that box off to 1,000 sauce makers and say, make me a raspberry chipotle barbecue sauce. Every one of them would taste different. Probably anyway. Anyhow, it's got a weird consistency. I can smell the raspberries. I can smell the raspberries. I'm almost picking up vanilla, but the vanilla is so low on that list of ingredients. I'm not sure. Anyhow, give this a go, people. All right, so look at that. Okay, so here we go, people. Blues Hog from Walmart. That's where I got it. Blueshog.com, by the way. I'm Johnny Skull, and this is Chase E. Hey, squirrel. I can taste the cinnamon on the finish. It's kind of interesting. It's the one dominant flavor on the finish that kind of jumped off. You definitely can taste the raspberry. You can taste the smoked pepper, like a smokiness. Of course, there's essence of smoke in there. So why shouldn't there be a smokiness? Mild in heat. So virtually anybody can eat this. Now, you saw the consistency. If you were going to make this a sauce, it'd be like, it's a little thick. But do you know for a barbecue sauce, it's perfect. When I do a barbecue sauce, whether I vocalize it or not, the one thing, most often, the problem is consistency. And here's why I say that. If sauce doesn't stick to your taco, it's not as much of an issue compared to when sauce doesn't stick to a barbecue, like ribs or something. If you're making ribs or chicken, you're basing it on a barbecue grill. You don't buy the sauce to put it in the grill, to put it on the coals. You buy the sauce to put it on the meat. Thin sauce, you have a struggle with that. This stuff is so thick. Look, this stuff is so thick. You could base it on. It's going to stick to whatever you're barbecuing. So that is a huge issue and makes this lovely. I like it. If you like raspberry, see, I like raspberry. This is a good sauce. Now, here's the other thing you can do with this. And I would do with this. And I might do this. Make a peanut butter sandwich instead of jelly. Use this. I'm not fooling because it has a jelly consistency. If you look, it really does have a jam jelly consistency. But I like it. Let's talk about heat for just a minute. There is none. No, I'm kidding. If you're a non-chili head, you never eat anything hot, this will be spicy to you. It wouldn't be horrifically spicy to you, but it would be spicy. If you're a chili head, this might be a 2 or 3, right? But I would urge you to get it. It tastes great. Now, there's 2 things I'm going to talk about right now. One, I mentioned this in a live stream the other night. If you look at the Chase the Heat library, there are currently, let me tell you how many videos we have currently. Currently, on the Chase the Heat library, there are 6,985, which means tomorrow we're going to hit the 7,000th video. Hang on one second, you guys. We're going to hit the 7,000th video for Chase the Heat. Do you know the very first video? I'm with my buddy Vince at the beer garden, and known Vince since I was in my 20s. All right, so I've known Vince longer in my life than I haven't known him. You follow what I'm saying? If you look at my journey, more than half of my life, I've known Vince. He's been a really good friend of mine. I love the guy. I love his wife, Rose. I love his family. And he loves mine. He's watched my children grow up. He knew me before I had kids, and he's friends with my children. So, he's just Vince is one of the most solid guys. Real quick, let me tell you about the first video that I ever made for this channel. This is important. Hilarious. I went to Vince. We went to, there was a band playing and I was going to eat some peppers, and Vince wanted to eat some peppers with me. And so I don't know if I had, I think I had Carolina Reapers and Scorpion peppers. And I don't know how many I had of each. But now you have to understand that a couple months prior, Vince had a heart attack. It was terrifying. My buddy that I've known forever had a heart attack. Survived, obviously, and he's just a tough guy. He's just a good guy. Anyway, I go to his, the beer garden. We're music being played, and we're eating peppers. There's a bunch. It's live. It's just a ton of people there. And I think in that video I ate like 5, maybe 7 peppers all together. You know, come think about it, I don't even know if I marked that as a challenge. That should have been. Anyway, Vince had one, and I think he had a scorpion, or maybe I don't know which one he had. But at the time, he's like, "Yeah, it's not the right, it's not very hot, Johnny." I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna be." We did our thing, and it was the first time I ever really, really went hard eating peppers without prepping. It was awful. I drove home. I was married. I drove home. Johnny Jr. was in me, and we were driving home, and I started to cramp a little bit. I got home. In our house, he's with the room adjacent next to ours. He could hear me rolling around with calf cramps all night. I thought I was dying. It was one of the worst. Up until that point, it was the worst night I ever had. But back at Vince's house, he started cramping up really bad, and he thought he was having a heart attack again. So he dialed 911. So he's laying there at his house with Rose. Now the stairs up his house, the stairs go up like this, and there's a landing like along the top of the stairs. He's on that, rolling around, thinking he's dying. Poor guy. Anyhow, the ambulance shows up. They bring the gurney in. They all run all the EMT people run up the stairs. They're like, "Are you all right? What's going on?" They take his vitals. So what happened? They try to get as much information from Vince as they can to find out what the problem is. So they said, anyway, they asked him what he's been doing. And he goes, "Well, I ate a pepper, like a Carolina Reaper." And Vince said that instantly the urgency was gone. All the urgency was sucked out of the house in 2 seconds. They're all like, "Oh, yeah, you'll be all right." Anyway, Vince is a great guy. I love Vince so much. And Vince has a great marriage, great wife. I could tell you funny story after story after story after story with Vince because I've known him so long. He's so good. Anyway, he has a baby brother. I have a baby brother. His baby brother got cancer. And towards the end, his brother didn't want to be in a hospital or, wanted to be with his brother. So he says, "You can stay here. We'll take care of you." His brother died a couple of days ago. Last week, his brother died. And over the years, I've had 1,000 people come to me and say, "I have a GoFundMe. Will you do that?" And some of them, they were all wonderful, but I'm doing this for Vince. So if you can't give, it's okay. You know what? Positive vibe, a prayer, a one in the chat, some virtual love. But there is going to be a link in the description box for this. And if you're inclined, if you feel moved to, and you could make a donation, he's as solid as it comes. This is legitimate. My friend Vince, I've known forever. I know his brother. And it's just one of the most gut-wrenching situations. So in the description box, you're going to see a link for the GoFundMe for the burial and everything for Vince's baby brother. I have a baby brother, And anyway, Vince is a good guy. I really appreciate you guys. Now to try to end on a fun, positive, happy note, I have a great piece of hate mail. And thank you to anybody who puts a 1 in the chat and you think about Vince and his brother. Oh, I may be able to pull it up. I can because we're doing this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you his brother. Give me just a second. Here it is. There you go. It's James. Here's Vince's baby brother. Anyway, if you could help out with that, honest to goodness, I can't begin to tell you how much that would mean to me. I'll tell you what, if my baby brother died, I would want someone to do this for me. All right, so let me read you a funny piece of hate mail. Now, this piece of hate mail I got years ago. The date of this was November 21st, 2019. So the channel wasn't even that old. It was 3 years old. Okay. And this is hilarious. Now, the funny thing is, this is going to sound bad. I get a lot of hate mail. If you do this for a long time, you start a channel. I don't care if it's about knitting or crocheting or cooking. It doesn't make if you do it for almost a decade, you're going to get some hate mail. I promise you. So I got this one, and I just delete them. This one, I'm going through some of the old. Didn't delete them all. So I was searching through to try because I knew there's some gold in there. And this one, I searched and found this. I had been sitting on this one for like a week. I forgot to read it because you know why I forgot? Because I've been not sleeping well. I've been forgetting everything. Like you have no idea. I feel so much better. Anyhow, this was sent to me on November 21st, 2019. I'm not going to give you the guy's name, but this is hilarious. Are you ready? You have a big head. This is hilarious. My friend met you at the Pepper Palace in Greenwood, Indiana. You were there signing stuff that you were selling. He bought one of your sauces and waited to talk to you. He asked you if he could get a pic with you, and you said no and was a blank to him. Bad word. You need to remember your fans. You wouldn't be where you are without them. The Pepper Palace is overrated and expensive anyway. I wouldn't have bought your sauce, and sure as hell wouldn't have wanted a picture with you. You're a loser, and people will grow tired of you. First of all, I think you meant I wouldn't have bought your sauce, but you said I would have bought your sauce. I don't think you meant that. Maybe you did. I think what you meant was I wouldn't have bought your sauce, and I sure as hell wouldn't have wanted a picture with you. You're a loser, and people will grow tired of you. Now, there's a few things that are funny about this. First of all, the day that this email came in on the 21st of November, 2019, because of analytics, I can go back and look exactly how many views I had that day, how many subscribers we had. On that day, the Chase the Heat bus had 30,313 people on it. Okay, 30,313 people. So for the first thing that's funny is people are going to grow tired. They might. People probably have. But today, we are going to hit the 150,000th bus rider today. And that's a milestone. We've got 140 or whatever. We hit 100. There really isn't a big milestone after 100 until you get to like 150. 150 is kind of a milestone. We'll celebrate this one. So he said, people are going, you're a loser. People are going to get tired of you. That didn't hold up very well. But the other thing that I think is funny is this. I've never, ever had somebody ask me for a picture or to sign something or to talk to their kids, ever, not once ever, where I've said no. I've stopped and got out of cars to take pictures with people. I interrupted meals I was eating, swear to God, to take pictures with people. I've never said no. I recognize that without you, this doesn't exist. So that's silly. I've never said no. And there are people in the chat. If you've ever asked me, I've said yes to you. If you've ever been with me and you saw me and you asked for a picture, you have that picture. I've never said no. The other thing is this. They met me at the Pepper Palace in Greenwood, Indiana. Never been to the Pepper Palace in Greenwood. Never been there. Didn't know there was one there. Did not go there. I've been to, at that point in my life, I'd only been to one Pepper Palace ever. It was in Texas. I've since been to two of them, but I've never been to the one in Greenwood, Indiana. The other thing is this. I never had a sauce with Pepper Palace, ever. It's not like there's Johnny Stovall sauce at a different Pepper Palace or a Chase the Heat sauce. I've never done a collaboration with Pepper Palace, ever. So that's, I've never been there. It just didn't happen. The other thing is that you said the Pepper Palace is overrated and expensive anyway. You're kind of right about that. But I think what you meant is I wouldn't have bought your sauce. And I sure wouldn't have wanted a picture with you. But I think that's what you meant. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Now, there is more gold in the emails. I got to go in there and find them. I'm bad about deleting emails. So there's a ton of stuff in there that I just got to sift through and find. but that was a gold nugget from 2019. All right, so listen, if you're having trouble sleeping, I have no tips for you. I don't, because I tried all the tips that people did for me. It didn't work. None of them worked. I don't know what happened last night. I think I just got tired enough that sleep had to happen. I don't know what to tell you, but I feel like a different person today. I can tell you that. Be kind to somebody. In the description box, what you're not going to see is a link for that. You know why? Because if you swing a chain, you're going to hit a Walmart in America anyway. They're everywhere. If you go to Walmart, you'll see it there. What's it called again? Blues Hog. So please check them out. It's actually pretty tasty. I think it would probably make a spectacular barbecue sauce. The good news is this. There's some people out there that will watch this and say, well, it sounds really good, but it's not hot enough. You can amp this up with powder or a tincture. So there's a lot of things you can do to make this hotter, but the texture and this, it's a great starter. And if you like barbecue, this is a good one. Tell somebody you love them today. Tomorrow we'll be live with, I think it's going to be Jay's Blunt from Smoking Blunt Hot Sauce tomorrow, 5 o'clock for After the Burn. Today, 5:05. Join me. We're going to have a live stream this afternoon. It'll be a whole lot more fun since, I slept last night. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Hang out with me. I will see you guys later. My name is Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.